From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Friday, May 24th. It's Carb Day, but all eyes are on the weather for the Indianapolis 500 on Sunday. Here's Tara Hastings with our Storm Track 8 team and the latest forecast.
We are talking about some strong to severe thunderstorms heading this way for race day. It does look like it is likely we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms. Possibility that some of those thunderstorms could be on the stronger side. The uncertainty is the timing. When are they going to move through here? As we go into Sunday morning, we're going to watch a batch of showers and thunderstorms moving across the state. The timing on this still a little uncertain, but some of those thunderstorms could be strong. And then later in the afternoon and evening, with the cold front moving by, we could see some showers and storms on the stronger side as well. We're hoping we can get a window of opportunity for some dry time on your Sunday. But I want to stress this too. Any thunderstorms we see on Sunday could be on the stronger side. We're under an enhanced risk. That's a level 3 out of a level 5 that some of those storms could be on the stronger side.
Race weekend is here, starting with the memorial service downtown and then Carb Day at the track. News 8's Colin Bailey is at the Speedway with what to expect today on the track and off.
Fans are starting to enter in right now. You can see behind me the gates opened about an hour ago. They're in for a day today. The final tuning of the cars on the track, that begins at 11, goes to 1. We're also going to fly over from the Thunderbirds and some live music as well. NTT IndyCar Series takes the track for the final practice for the 108th Indianapolis 500, but that's not all the fun. After practice wraps up, the fun shifts to the sky with the Thunderbird practice demonstration and the Red Bull Air Force. The Indy 500 Pit Stop Challenge to find the fastest pit is also today. And lastly, Carb Day concert kicks off this afternoon at 2 p.m. Indianapolis artist Kid Quill, headliner George Thorogood, and the Destroyers will be joined by special guests Gin Blossoms. They'll all hit the stage beginning at 2 p.m. You might also run into a legend like we just did a little bit ago as we caught up with the great Mario Andretti. He says Carb Day is the kickoff to a special weekend.
Michael's team, my son's team, has got the 4 entries, and my grandson is one of the drivers, so I have quite a bit to root for, but I'm the typical nervous Nelly on the side, I wish I could help more.
And again, the cars will hit the track from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for their final tune-up. You can feel the energy in here. It feels different than the other days we've been here, as it is race weekend. And again, the gates are open and people are finding their spots to see those cars fine-tuned before the race on Sunday. But for now, at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I'm Colin Bailey for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook.
And Pacers Watch, a tough trip to Boston for the Pacers included a moment that could impact the rest of the Eastern Conference Finals. Last night in the third quarter, Tyrese Halliburton appeared to injure his left hamstring. It's a little tough to see in the video. There's no big fall or anything like that. It looks like he sort of steps back, pushes his left leg then forward, and you can see him visibly grimace. Halliburton left the game. He did not return. The Pacers went down, lost to the Celtics 126-110. It's the same hamstring Halliburton injured back in January that caused him to miss 10 games during the regular season. No word yet on if the injury is bad enough to keep him out of Game 3 Saturday here in Indianapolis. Our Angela Morian was in Boston and tells us about the Pacers' rough night.
Unlike the loss in Game 1, not much for the Pacers to be encouraged with after a 16-point beatdown by the Boston Celtics in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Boston simply outplayed the Pacers. They had more aggression, physicality, and energy. A 17-0 run to start the second quarter was the game changer. However, you add in turnovers and rebounds, also second chance points, the Pacers just didn't have a chance.
The bottom of the stat sheet's ugly. It's, we lost the rebounds. The second chance points were a big factor. And, turnovers, once again, were a big problem. And so, we got to do better in those areas.
Top, but at the end of the day, it's next man mentality. We got to be ready and we got to play together. This team got to where we at tonight. I mean, where we at today is by having all of us, and we all got to stay together, continue to play together. And obviously we want Tyrese back out there, but I think obviously he wasn't feeling well, so it's on us to continue to play and bring that energy.
On the injury front, Tyrese Halliburton did not return in Game 2 with left hamstring soreness. That's the same hamstring he injured earlier in the year. Carlisle says he didn't have many details on the extent of the injury. They'll do more tests when they get back to Indiana today to determine if he will be able to play in Game 3. That game tips off at 8:30 on Saturday. We'll have you covered from the Fieldhouse. For now, signing off in Boston, I'm Angela Morian for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
A new agreement with the NCAA and the most powerful universities would radically reshape college sports. The deal aims to end antitrust accusations against the schools and the sanctioning body. Under the plan, the NCAA and the schools would pay nearly $2.8 billion over the next 10 years to former and current student athletes. The agreement would also set in motion a revenue-sharing model that would allow schools to make direct payments to those athletes as soon as next year. A judge does need to approve the deal before it can go into motion. IT-Mate is tracking more twists in the soccer saga here in Indianapolis. Mayor Joe Hogsett is now pitching a different vision for the site where 11 Stadium is currently slated to go. IT-Mate's Cody Fisher reports from the construction site on the standoff as developers show no signs of changing their plans.
The city of Indianapolis wants to make sure that all of the human remains here at the Diamond Chain site are properly memorialized. But behind that motivation sits the fight over whether or not a soccer stadium should go on this land at all.
We do take that ground as very sacred ground, and while we have not developed any plans for it, I think a memorial and a park or a green space.
That's Mayor Hogsett's vision for this land. This is the Keystone Group vision for the area, a new soccer stadium and mixed-use development. In preparing the site for construction, Keystone Group says they've discovered 87 burials across 6 acres.
The 4 cemeteries and the history there, we really don't know with any degree of certainty how many bodies will be found.
That's why the city's proposing to buy the land at a fair market value from Keystone Group. The development of the Indy 11 soccer stadium by Keystone in collaboration with the city hangs over that proposal like a dark cloud.
We were willing to put $250 million into a new stadium, but for reasons that only Keystone could explain, they came back and asked for additional incentives, and at some point the taxpayers have to be protected, and that's what I decided to do.
The economics of that proposal just didn't work, and that's why we had to cease negotiations. And the mayor's proposal, the level of Major League Soccer and the heliport site with the diverse development that's going on around there makes it a more financially feasible proposal to build a soccer-specific stadium.
This is where Mayor Hogsett and the city would like to put the new soccer stadium. He said Indianapolis will only have one new soccer stadium. Nobody from the Keystone Group or Indy 11 would talk on camera today, but Keystone Group did issue a statement saying they just completed phase 1 of their project, giving no hint that the project will not happen, saying, "As we move forward with this transformational riverfront development, it has always been our steadfast commitment to correct past mishandlings by previous ownership with dignified and respectful reinterment and memorialization. Keystone Group is ready to build." Hogsett said the city's proposal to buy the land is an effort to make things right.
And we're simply trying to resolve this matter in as equitable and as fair a way as we possibly can.
If the Keystone Group decides to sell the land to the city, the average of 2 appraisals will still have to be approved by the City County Council before that sale is approved. Reporting downtown, Cody Fisher, IT-Mate, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
An overnight death is now a homicide investigation. Police say they found a woman's body just before 2:30 this morning at 16th and Meridian. No word yet on her name or age or any specifics about how she died, but officers called in homicide investigators. The scene closed the intersection during the busiest part of the morning. The teen who fired gunshots at Westfield's Grand Park will serve 1.5 years in community corrections. Elijah Earl pleaded guilty to 3 counts of criminal recklessness. An attempted murder charge was dismissed as part of his plea deal. Last fall, Earl shot at a coach's car in the parking lot after an altercation at the Pacers Athletic Center during a basketball game. Several cars were hit by bullets, but no one was injured. The Indianapolis International Airport is ready to welcome a lot of race fans. Leaders say it may turn out to be the busiest Memorial Day weekend in 12 years. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez is at the airport where crowds started early this morning.
The busiest time for today, at least, has already passed. Airport officials say that the next 5 days, early morning flights would be most in demand. So between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., we'll see the most passengers leaving out of Indianapolis International Airport. So if you have a flight planned for that time, be sure to arrive at least 2 hours early to be sure to check in, go through security, all of that fun stuff here at the airport. Before the weekend completely kicks off, 20,000 people will have already flown out of the airport by the end of the day today. An average of about 17,900 people will fly out of Indy every day over the next 5 days. The busiest, of course, is expected to be Memorial Day itself. I spoke to a group of friends who are traveling from California using the Indy 500 to kick off a racing road trip.
It's going to be my first time seeing IndyCar or knowing a lot about it right now because I'm really into rally car because of this guy. So this will be my first official race seeing in person before we start traveling to go see more rally inspired cars.
Because of the anticipated surge in early morning travelers, airport officials say both TSA checkpoints will open at 3 in the morning this weekend. That's about half an hour before the first one normally does. The airport also reports that Memorial Day weekend last year was the busiest travel weekend of 2023. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Hernan Gutierrez, Wish TV, WishTV.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on WishTV.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.